What's up, and welcome back to Congruent Academy, the place for people in process. If you're new here, I'm Cal, and I'm getting my act together one video at a time. Before I get into the subject of this video, I just want to take a moment and acknowledge that I took a break from posting here on YouTube, and talk a little bit about why. Consistency is something that I'm working on, and so with that lapse, I feel it's important to share that I didn't stop working on getting my act together, far from it. I just took a break from creating videos about that process. I feel like I've made a lot of exciting progress over the last few months, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with you going forward. Sometimes we just need to take a break to recenter ourselves, reflect on where we are and where we want to be going, chart a course, and start working toward that. It's a process for sure, as anyone who's ever set large goals watching this will know. Sometimes it can get overwhelming. I'm still very much a work in progress. We all are, but I'm grateful to be back here, getting my act together one video at a time, and with any luck, generating content that is helpful to other people in process. With all that said, fittingly, today we're going to be talking about 5 steps to building back after falling into a rut. This video is going to be useful if you feel like things in life have come up that took you away from a positive routine you felt you were building, or maybe you just want to start building some positive momentum back into your life. Falling into a rut from time to time is going to happen to everyone. Things come up in life, and we are all human. But as they say, it's not about how many times you get knocked down, it's about how many times you get back up. Watching this video is not going to be enough though. Taking action is critical. There are a lot of channels out there that I would watch all the time with great tips, but without actually implementing the tips, it ended up being a complete waste of my time. As I'm broadcasting to you from the room for improvement, I want to remind you watching this video that I'm a work in progress just like you. I recognize that we're all on our individual paths in life. And so if something doesn't work for you or isn't relevant to you in this video, it's totally fine. I'm just sharing some ideas that I find helpful and meaningful with the hope that someone out there will resonate with them. I'm not perfect. I'm working on these things as well, but I'm also finding more success as I am getting back into the swing of things after taking a break. So just know that I'm working to implement these tips in my life and for me, and they're working well. Now, let's get into it. Number 1 is set manageable goals. They say the best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. For me personally, I had a period of time where my expectations of what I could accomplish in a given day just weren't adding up to what I was actually getting done. For people out there who have dealt with burnout and things that slow down your bandwidth, I'm sure you'll be able to relate. I'm not saying that when you're going through hard times that you should totally lose sight of your goals, particularly if they are ambitious and well-intentioned. More so saying that by level setting expectations for what you might currently be capable of, you'll be more likely to actually achieve those goals in the end without burning out along the way. One of the ways that I'm getting better at setting manageable goals is by setting a goal for where I'd like to be in a particular area of my life by the end of the month and breaking that down across 4 weeks so that I gradually build toward that goal. This is something called making incremental progress, and it's a big value here at Congruent Academy. I personally find a lot of value in it because I feel like every day I had the opportunity to make some progress while also avoiding feeling overwhelmed in the pursuit of a meaningful goal. This leads to number 2. Define your why. This is key. Because if you can't answer meaningfully why you're doing something, how are you going to justify doing it at all? Everyone's why for doing something is going to be different, depending on your life experiences. But having a why universally leads to healthier outcomes in pursuits. What's important for defining your why is also that it involves defining your values. For example, at Congruent Academy, one of our values is anti-fragility, which means that we find opportunities to grow and develop even when we are feeling vulnerable. That's why I'm making this video, because frankly, with all the progress that I'd made in the months away from YouTube, I felt like I was at risk of backsliding on the progress that I'd made. But instead of never returning to make another video, I decided that this was actually a perfect time to make a video to reinforce the good things that I have developed over the last few months. Also, as we're moving into the new year, I'm sure a lot of you out there are trying to develop your New Year's resolutions for 2023, which is amazing. Having a why behind your resolutions will help you stay on track come February, when the initial rush of pursuing a new goal has started to fade. Number 3, be patient with yourself. Rome was not built in a day, and overnight successes hardly ever reveal the hours that were put in behind the scenes. Being patient with yourself is so important when getting out of a rut, because you have to be on your own team at the end of the day. Growth is not always a linear progression. There are highs and lows, and if you can be patient with yourself through them without giving up, you'll develop a sense of humility without losing sight of your goals. I know that sometimes it can be hard to be patient with yourself, especially when you feel like all you keep doing is trying and failing. I'm I'm not saying that being patient with yourself is about making excuses and becoming complacent. Quite the opposite. You should embrace feedback in all forms, taking it with a grain of salt, of course, but not dismissing it outright because it paints a less flattering picture. But if you're coming out of a rut, chances are you're not going to be at 100%, and so you have to be okay with knowing that you're building back your strength and conditioning in life, not operating already at peak performance. So keep your eyes on the prize, and don't give up when you backslide a little bit. Regroup, make necessary adjustments, and just keep going. Number 4. Know when to rest. This might sound counterintuitive, but trust me, when you're building back from a rut, in my experience, rest is your friend. David Goggins, an inspiration and freak of nature, talks about the concept of mental aid stations. These are moments of respite in a full day, like a shower or a nice meal, where you can refuel and restore your energy. It's a rich image, and even if we all can't be David Goggins, we can still apply that principle in our lives. For example, are there moments in a day that you're sapping up all your energy where you could be restoring it? Times where you feel you could maybe take a little nap? Or even just catch your breath? Rest is essential to recovery. That's why elite athletes prioritize sleep, for example. I know that it may feel like you're being lazy, but think about it. If you want to be at your best, you need to rest. Number 5, be mindful of your diet. This last tip may be the most important. They say that you are what you eat, and I believe that applies not just to food, but also to the information that you take in, whether that be on social media, or the music that we listen to, or the things that we surround ourselves with. It all plays into a more holistic sense of diet, in my experience. So, why not fuel yourself right? Why not eat healthier? Read things that are going to help you become a better version of you. Surround yourself with people and an environment that wants all the best for you. You deserve that. You deserve to be the best version of you that you can be, and it starts with your diet, so be mindful of that. I'll end this video by saying that this is a process, and so part of the joy of implementing these tips are seeing the results of gradual wins that start to accumulate. In my experience, bringing these tips into my life, I can already feel a difference. I feel like I can be more focused, I can be more consistent. I have less of the things getting in my way than were getting in my way before, and overall, I feel better than I did because I've been doing these things. I would love to hear your thoughts on this video if you're open to sharing them down in the comment section below. If you liked this video or found it helpful, be sure to like and subscribe, and if you haven't already, be sure to follow me on social media at Congruent Academy. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, power to the people and process.